I hadn't really paid much attention to it until now. Meghan Markle attending this bookstore event in Santa Barbara, California. And then she gave a speech, and right in the middle of her speech, Oprah Winfrey comes through late and bulldozes through the front seats. I found that very disruptive of Meghan Markle's speech, actually. And besides that, it's got me reflecting upon so many other things. Before we go into those things, why not invite you to this nice cup of tea here with lots of ginger inside? As you know, in the UK, winter is slowly starting to emerge, and we know that with winter comes lots of flus, colds. So this ginger for me has been really, really helpful in helping me to safeguard my health from flus and colds. If you know something else that can help us keep that immune system, rightly guarded, share it in the comments section below. But this cup here is one of those things I've held on for quite some time now, 7-8 years, and because of that Simpsons character, it reminds me of my royal days when I used to be in the Queen's Guard, sitting in the guard rooms of Buckingham Palace, St. James Palace, where the Prince and Princess of Wales lived at the time. That was Prince Charles and Camilla when they were still the Prince and Princess of Wales. And we used to watch Simpsons on telly while we were waiting for our next shift schedules. So I'm holding on to it because of those memories. And I'm quite sure, my friends who are watching this video, you have something that you are holding on to and you've had it for quite some time because of the memories those things carry to you. Drop those things in the comments section below. Let's have a conversation. But yes, this story here, Meghan Markle giving a speech at the opening of this bookstore, and then Oprah Winfrey comes in very late, sneaks through to the front seats, becoming very disruptive in a way, because you could see Meghan Markle skip a little bit during her speech. Not that Meghan Markle's speech was very difficult. To be fair, Meghan's speech was very, very simple. I think all she was saying at the time was, you walk into the bookstore, pick up a book, go to the counter, check out, and something like that. It was more like she was teaching people how to go and buy books from a bookstore. I found that very, very, actually, easier speech for Meghan Markle. But she got a bit disrupted by Oprah Winfrey walking in right in the middle of her speech. And we are told that Oprah Winfrey was already on site in the back room sorting out her stuff, her own schedules or whatever it was, and she decides to come in late. Was it like she wasn't taking Meghan Markle, who was giving her speech at the time, very seriously, for her to first deal with her things in the background before coming in? Because what I know is if there is an important event going on and important people attending that event, we would do whatever it takes to be in our places, sat, ready to interact or engage. Okay, that's how I know that professionalism works. But Meghan Markle, already in the middle of her speech, and Oprah comes in. It was more like Oprah and Meghan Markle were fighting for that attention. Okay. And I think everybody else watching that video had a moment of reflection with regards to how unprofessional Oprah Winfrey could have come across, interrupting by walking in late. But also, it is a perfect example of how, Meghan Markle these days is being taken unseriously or being disrespected, because if really she was an important person in the room, Oprah Winfrey would have held back a little bit and waited for Meghan to give this speech at least before interrupting. And usually when important people are speaking, you can hear a pin drop because of the silence in the room, because of the respect and people not wanting to interrupt. There's a very important person speaking. Oprah Winfrey would have been stopped on the door until Meghan finished giving her speech to avoid all those interruptions. But she wasn't. She was allowed to sneak in. And I think at some point we heard Oprah saying, sorry, and of course somebody who was filming was heard saying, don't worry, it's okay. Insinuating that maybe, no, it's okay. Whoever is talking now really, is somebody you are more bigger than. Okay. I found that really, really disruptive and disrespectful of, Oprah actually. I know that we all, talk about Meghan. She hasn't done this and that. But looking at that moment, I felt a bit sorry for Meghan Markle that she was treated by Oprah in that sense. What are your thoughts, my dear friends? Leave them in the comments section below.